Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am Anna, and today I thought we'd just do a little get ready with me for a breakfast date, and I got a couple errands to run. So let's get ready together. And you know what I'm in the mood for? Some kind of like French girl vibe makeup. Is that a thing? I don't know. Is it a stereotype built up in my head? Probably. But I have this blush here from Boom Beauty called Parisian Red. And that's kind of my inspiration for today. It's a cream blush / lip product, but I'm thinking this paired with this little Keep It Full lip balm from Milani in the shade Chili. We could do kind of a soft, summery red lip with a very simple eye look and some soft, light coverage makeup, just easy breezy type of stuff, and just a very, very minimal eye using the Glam palette from Natasha Denona. So let's get started. I've already thrown my brows on just to save time, and I'm going to put a little bit of the Shiseido Revitaliscence Skin Glow on for some. It's also going to give us a little bit of hydration and a bit of SPF. But yeah, we're going to a little brunch spot that opens pretty early, so we're gonna have some nice breakfast and yeah, just nice little brunch time. We went there I think week before last and it was so good, we're like, we have to go back. And it's a former Huddle House. Do you guys have Huddle House where you are? Let me know. It's like Waffle House, you know, that kind of like Greasy Spoon diner type of place. But they had closed the Huddle House, and a family purchased the building and opened a kind of a little bit more of an elevated brunch spot there that still has like your basic breakfast foods, but they've also got like kind of fancy stuff as well and like more unique menu items. Like they have like massive burgers and stuff like that, and they have got the best waffles. But yeah, it's super cute. They remodeled a little bit, kept some of the cute elements that were already there, like the tiled walls and floor, but then brought in like some marble and some pretty new light fixtures, that kind of stuff. And it's just very cute, and the staff is great. It was a very good vibes, really nice place to sit down and have a breakfast lunch. They're open till like 3 in the afternoon, so we're gonna go kind of early. I'm letting that soak into the skin for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and do some foundation, and I've remembered the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour skin tint. I haven't used this in so long, kind of totally forgot about it. It got shoved to the back of the drawer, so we're gonna use this today because I love this foundation. I just forgot about it. And I'm gonna buff on a nice little light layer of this. It's one of those nice ones you can really kind of sheer out. You guys ever just get that itch for like a glow up, or like to just like dye your hair? I'm getting that itch. I'm not happy with my hair color. It's just feeling kind of mousy and just kind of, I don't know. I'm not liking it right now. And I got an idea, and I don't want to spoil it, but I got an idea of something a little bit different for me to do, and I think it's gonna happen. Stay tuned for vlogs, probably for the next vlog. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use my NYX Fix Stick for concealer today. A little bit around my eye here. Might come back for some more concealer after I do my bronzer and blush, just because I might need to correct or, you know, fix where I mess up. I don't know. Take a little bit of Kosas Cloud Set. I'm going to dust that over the lids just to set them down a little bit before I jump right in. I'm just going to take that on a fluffy brush here. So I'm going to jump over to the Natasha Denona Glam palette, and I'm going to take the shade called Blend right here. We're just going to take a little bit of that through the socket. And gonna buff it up and out. And just really getting into the socket with that shade. And just sculpting out the eye. And yeah, just very quickly. Not anything that takes a lot of precision, just for a little bit of shape. I'm gonna relax my eye and see where I might need to add a little more. And now I'm gonna take this shade that says Center Lid right here. That's kind of this, a little bit, has a bit of pink in it, kind of a warmth to it. And I'm gonna take that on the lid. We're gonna use a little kind of brush like this, flat packer on type of brush. And I'm just gonna let that kind of flow up the crease a little bit. It's kind of just a pearly, slightly rose gold shade, but barely. It's so subtle. And it's just more of a really pretty kind of pearly look to it. Come back in with my fluffy brush and just kind of buff everything around. And then on the inner part of the lid, I'm going to take a touch of this shade called Inner Corner right here. Nice little glow. And then we'll take a liner brush. And I'm going to take the Lash Line shade right here and do a little soft liner. Just to give a little bit of darkness to the lash line, a little bit of lift, but nothing too dramatic. I think the idea of a breakfast brunch date is such a nice alternative to like a dinner date or nighttime date. There's something maybe a little more disarming about that, a little less pressure. Like I'm talking like for like a first date, that's such a nice idea for like first or second date. And even when you've been married for 10 years, it's still a nice idea. That kind of stuff works well for me and my husband because he does shift work. He works nights, days, nights, back and forth. And I kind of keep odd hours with him sometimes. So a lot of times, 6 in the morning is our 6 in the evening, you know? So that's when you would go, so by the time normally we get somewhere for breakfast, it's getting 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night for us. And it kind of is an evening date when we're on a backward schedule. But if you were not on a crazy schedule like us, a 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11, what a cute idea for a nice kind of low pressure type of date. It's, I think, a more comfortable setting. It's a little bit more relaxed, you don't feel like you have to be, I don't know, it just feels a little more chill. A really nice way to get to know somebody. And then you can kind of turn that into, oh, you really want to, let's have another cup of coffee. Let's go browse a bookstore or whatever it is you're into. Bookstore always works on me. Go see a matinee. Yes, go see like an early movie. That's how you do it, guys. And back when me and my husband first started dating, he would actually like text me at like 7 in the morning. Like, hey, are you up? Yeah. I actually am. I'm still up from the night before. But yeah, I'm up. Or I would be, just getting up or something. And it's like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, well, I'm just getting off work and, I'm off for few days, whatever, you want to go grab breakfast? He would like ask me on those kind of dates, and we would end up spending the whole day together. We would go to a movie, go walk around the mall, just do like daytime activities. Like if he had errands to run, we'd go do that too. And we just kind of turned into just a cute little day together. And then it would go into, oh, well, I'm hungry. You want to grab dinner? And, you know, you just keep going. And it's really fun. I love doing that. Just relax. You just let the day flow. And there's no pressure on what has to be done that day or what you got to do. Just kind of play it by ear. And it's really cool. And there's more to do because it's during the day. You know, your options aren't just, well, you want to go get drinks at a bar. It's, let's go check out an arcade. You know, all kinds of like cute stuff you can do. So, yeah, that's dating advice with me. But anyway, that's French eyes done right there. Just something very soft, easy, low, again, kind of low maintenance. Now, let's go over this bronzer real quick. Let's do a little bit of bronzer. I'm also going to use one from Boom Beauty, and this one is their just Boomstick Bronze. I'm going to take a little bit of this on a brush and bring a little warmth into the skin. A little bit of bronzer. But yeah, I remember like on those kind of days, we would, I think, go get like breakfast somewhere and just hang out. I think like one time I went with him to go get his hair cut. It was just whatever needed to get done that day. And it was fun. And then we'd like go hang out in his apartment and play video games. We played Halo. Remember that being one of the first things we did together was play through Halo. And he introduced me to Oblivion. This was before Skyrim, okay? So it was Oblivion. And that was the first time I ever played anything on an Xbox. It was Oblivion and Halo. Oh, and he showed me Mass Effect. And I think the second Mass Effect was out by then. And I sat there and watched him play through those. What else did we do during the day? Like really boring stuff like that. Like nothing special. And yeah, I do remember like going to the mall sometimes and going shopping. It's like, hey, I need to go get this or whatever. And we would do that. I can't really remember what else we did. Probably took naps. We would take a nap. And then we would get something to eat and go to the bar. Do I condone that now? No. But that's what we did. But yeah, we were both pretty broke at the time. So it wasn't like we were doing anything very expensive or fancy. I mean, I think he was only 25, 26. I was 23. Yeah, he was like 27. All right, now we're taking the Parisian Red blush. I'm taking it on this kind of fluffier brush, working it into that. Start to pat that on the cheeks. Now, if I wanted to be really effortless, I would do this with just my fingers, but I'm not that good with the fingers at blending and doing all that. I'd rather use a brush. But yeah, my husband would call at the weirdest times. So back when we first started dating, or even before we started dating, like when we were just kind of still like talking, like getting to know each other, and we'd only hung out maybe twice. I put like a kind of fussy post on Facebook, and he thought it was about him. And he was like, that wasn't me, I didn't do that, did I? It's like, no, I'm talking about somebody else who was acting like a turd, not you. You're actually really nice. And I may or may not have already told my dad I like you. Because I'm actually was one of those kids, or young adults, that was very close to my parents, and especially like with my dad, we had gotten super close. And after my mom had died, and I mean, finally had gotten to the point where we were very open about things with each other, and got to know each other as adults, kind of. And yeah, but like like we would talk about like who was dating and this and that, and like just very normal conversations. But I remember telling him, I was like, I think he was taking me to like a derby practice or something, and I was like, I met this guy. And I think I'd only hung out with him like twice maybe, or once at this point, I don't know. But I remember being like, I like this one. Enough for me to like to talk to my dad about it. Because I wasn't one that's gonna just be like tell him about just every random dude I said hello to, you know. I didn't date like a ton of people. It was kind of, I wouldn't say I was shy. Well, I was a little bit, but I didn't like wasting my time, I guess, and really playing the field kind of stuff. Wasn't really actually looking at that point. That's always how it is. I was just like, whatever happens kind of thing. I'll just not try to force anything or be like actively looking to date somebody. And of course, that's when you meet somebody. And I think that's what my husband, he had just broke up with someone. So that was his whole thing too, was like, I'm not gonna get in a serious relationship and all this stuff. Yeah, we're pretty much inseparable. Funny thing is his ex, actually, on Facebook, because me and her were Facebook friends, I think, or she had sent me a friend request, and I was Facebook friends with him too, but I didn't know who he was, because this was back in the day where you just like were like, okay, everybody friended everybody. It was very willy-nilly. So I didn't know who he was, but we had a lot of mutual friends. Because his profile picture, he was wearing a mask, and I could see who it was. And I didn't connect, because I knew his face, but I didn't know his name, kind of thing. Anyways, apparently, the ex had pointed me out to him and saying, I think you two would be a good couple. She didn't know me. I didn't know her like that at all. But and they broke up. He'd sent me a friend request, I think, after that point, after they were broke up. Oh, I just thought of a Dead Space joke. I heard he had, after I finally like had figured out who he was and stuff, and like we had started interacting with each other on Facebook, he had left me like this really obscure joke that was something that was in Dead Space. Dead Space had just come out, and he had just put, there's always pink. And I'm like, what does that mean? And I remember Googling it, and I could not find what it meant. I had no clue. It felt like he showed it to me eventually. But yeah, he would leave like weird comments like that, and we would kind of joke back and forth. And oh, at this time, yeah, it's back when you were crazy enough to have your phone number on your Facebook page. And that's how he got my number, and he called me off. And it was like 3 a.m. And I was like, who is calling me at 3 a.m? So of course you answer it, like, hello? And he's like, did I wake you up? Nope. I'm up. Because I was a night owl. I've always been a night owl. And not because I wanted to be. It's just the way my body seems to just like to be. I don't enjoy it personally. I like being up during the day and doing things during the day. But anyway, so of course I was up at 3 a.m. I was sitting there playing Sims or something stupid, or playing on Facebook. Yeah, I was probably playing on Facebook because I'd made that catty little post. It was quite the fussy post and very pointed. And it was just funny they thought it was about him, because I'm like, we've hung out twice, man. Why would this be about you? Because I was kind of dated somebody before we met, and then I feel like they just kind of used me or whatever. He wasn't a good dude. And I was complaining about that on Facebook. Anyway, he thought I was talking about him, I'm like, nah. I was like, why would you think that? But anyway, it was a good end. And we ended up on the phone for like 3 hours. I'm taking some Kosas Cloud Set now. Yeah, probably on the phone for 3 hours that night. And I was like, it's one of those, when you get off the phone, you're like, grinning kind of thing, you know? You're a little smitten. So then, I don't know, it was maybe a couple days later, because I remember it was like a Thursday, he'd asked me out finally. He asked if, I think he just asked me to go to the bar with him. And yeah, he just like randomly asked me, he's like, you want to go grab a drink? Just kind of out of the blue. And I was like, you know what, sure. And I don't think I really even got dressed up or anything. I was probably wearing something really casual because it was like, I'll be there in 5 kind of thing. And so I think I just threw some clothes on. Oh yeah, I think I wore a little skirt and probably my Iron Maiden t-shirt, or it was either Iron Maiden t-shirt or a Motley Crue shirt. One of the two. And yeah, we ended up spending the entire weekend together. It was so fun. Then it was like the next time he was off work, I think he asked me out again, and we just were glued to each other after that point. I don't know, it was so easy and just so, I felt so comfortable. I didn't feel like I had to be anyone else. And that was, I think, the first time I'd really felt like that with anyone was how I could just be relaxed and me, and he liked it. I was like, oh, you like how goofy I am? Because he was goofy, and we just, I don't know. It was just such an easy thing. There was no stress. Alright, I'm taking some of the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in Sunlight. Just warm things up. Summer in Paris is what we're going for. But up to that point, it always felt like such a struggle with people in general. Just like, even with just like making friends to me. It always felt like everything was always kind of hard. Okay. And that is complexion done. I like how the skin looks nice, fresh, glowy, creamy, but not super dewy or anything. I think it just looks fresh and just like very skin-like and low-key. And actually, I'm going to take my brow pencil and fill in some of my freckles that I can see. I do have like a really dark freckle right there. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to get my mirror here. And fill that one in and fill in any others that I can see through. And just kind of darken them up a little bit. I'm not super worried about longevity with the makeup today also. Since one's not like super powdered or anything, I'm not going to have it on that much longer today. I have less freckles on this side, so I might have to make some. Anyways, my point was that those very low-key first dates are good, you know? Let me know about your first date that you went on with your person in the comments. And if you're single, what is your ideal first date? Alright, and then to tone that down, we'll go back with our face powder. I'm just going to take my blush brush on the cheek here. Then we take our face powder brush and a touch more of whatever powder you've used. You can do your foundation brush as well. This helps just kind of merge them into the skin. Makes it like even more skin-like. Because I put on foundation not to cover my freckles, but to even out my complexion because it's very red and it needs a little help sometimes. And I feel like I could use a little more blush. Just a wee bit. I'm going to do a little mascara, and for that I'm going to go with the Big Deal, Paradise Big Deal from L'Oreal. Give my lashes a curl, and we're going to run a little brow gel through. I'm just going to take a little brown liner just here at the lashes, the root of them. And in that tight line, just because I don't like the way that looks to me. You can see that fleshiness. So I just want to hide that. Little beige color in the waterline. And to brighten that up. But yeah, actually, funny. This summer, I think, like right about this time of year, I don't know the exact date, we just kind of think me and my husband decided on August being our anniversary, but late July, early August will be our 15-year anniversary. And then our 10-year wedding anniversary. Yeah, you know, I think that morning date, I think I was just wearing kind of a reddish toned lip gloss that morning. My husband commenting on it, saying it was really pretty because it was like a soft kind of flush of red sheer lip gloss from Victoria's Secret. I had gotten in a gift set. I had gotten this like huge Christmas gift set of makeup, and I wore that gloss so it's absolutely empty. And now I have like a whole basket of glosses that look essentially like what we're gonna wear today. I think it was a little bit pinkier. I'm taking the brow lamination gel from e.l.f. Dry it down a little bit. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a little lip liner on. We'll go with this one, the Charlotte Tilbury Walk of No Shame. We'll take some of this faux brow from L'Oreal. Do some little brow strokes here. Cool, cool, cool. All right, now this is the Keep It Full Glossy Plumping Balm from Milani. We're gonna throw a little bit of this on in the shade Chili. All right, and here is our look all complete for a nice little breakfast date, good for brunch, coffee date kind of look, very low-key put together kind of makeup. It's kind of just a polished look. This still looks very natural and skin-like, not too much. This would be nice like church makeup too. So yeah, this has kind of been a bit of a go-to type of vibe for me lately. I'm really into these just kind of low effort but very polished makeup looks for this time of year, for summer, because it's hot. I don't want to do a whole lot on my face, but I still want to look like put together and polished and nice, and because I like makeup. I like makeup. But let me know your first date ideas and what you did on your first date with your person in the comments down below. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe. Bye now.